Who in humanity even remembers dragon gods? I mean, they used to be worshipped. That is why you can call ourselves a dragon witch, but also a pagan. We follow a pagan path because these gods, the dragon gods, used to be worshipped. But of course, who still knows that? No one does. No one does know that they are actually, my brothers and sisters, the dragon gods are the embodiments of the elements. So you can basically say that the dragon gods are nature and the creators of life. But of course, they don't know that anymore. And now the only ones that actually truly know this is those who are actually being told by dragon gods. Because that is what happened, my brothers and sisters. I had a visit from one of these dragon gods after I was awakened. So a dragon god is actually something very important to know. Who is actually your dragon god? Because the dragon god is the power plant of your circle. And there are certain rules how to worship dragon gods. You cannot just worship dragon gods, follow a priest, and just do whatever he says. That is not how easy it is. The first thing that you need to know is that dragon gods don't demand to be worshipped. It's not an obligation to worship dragon gods. You can follow your path and do whatever you want. The thing is, on the dragon's path, it can be that you can create a lot of mistakes. And I see this with brothers and sisters. Mistakes on the dragon's path. Of course, I don't easily say that you are mistaking or whatever, but it has to do with your own humanity. Your own humanity sees and knows things, and that is so dangerous, because the first rule of worshipping a dragon god is to don't piss off the dragon god. This can happen, of course. The dragon gods have the embodiment of the dragons, and dragons themselves, there is a reason why we also have emotions and feelings and anger and things like this, because it all started from them. It all started from the dragon gods. And so the dragon gods also, like I said, don't demand to be worshipped, but that is a thing. That is the first mistake that we will make, that we will worship the dragon gods in a religious way. We shouldn't never do this, never worship the dragon in a religious way. Offer them, I don't know, food or something like this. That is all fine, but don't sit there and expect for a priest to do all the work. No, whenever you desire to worship the dragon gods, it's out of love, and that is a thing, that is the big difference between worshipping a god from religion and worshipping the dragon gods. We don't expect anything in return, and that is also a rule. Don't expect anything in return for worshipping your dragon gods. I mean, that is typically human. They worship because they don't love it. They don't love their gods, but they love to have something in return. They love to have presents. They love to have gifts in return. If I pray for you, then you return something to me. The thing is, in religion, people don't love their gods, they love their desires. They love their promises. But don't expect this once you worship a dragon god. A dragon god, you shouldn't expect anything in return. The only thing, the reason why you are doing this is out of love for them. One of the rules as well, and that is also something that I see a lot, and the reason for this is because they view dragons as fantasy now, is how that people on the dragon's path sometimes worship dragon gods, but see them as inferior, as lesser, because they are dragons and we are humans and we are better than them. And the thing is, on the dragon's path, even there are people who still think that. And that is why I recommend, once you worship the dragon gods, that you let your human self sleep, because you don't need that. And of course, if you act like this, then you can piss off the dragon god, and that is a very bad idea, because pissing off the dragon gods is pissing off nature. It's pissing off actually everything where you are made of, and you don't want this, because dragon gods can carry a lot of darkness and light with them. And light, they can bless you so easily. I mean, your entire dragon eye, your circle, is based on their energies, the energy of the dragon gods. And the thing is, if you piss off the dragon gods, then this energy will become dark and negative. And you will see the darkest stuff at night. I guarantee you this. Did I ever do this? Of course I did. I'm a human. A human makes mistakes. And this, the largest mistake was because I didn't, the thing is, I saw myself as lesser, and I continued to see myself as lesser. But that is also not a good thing. I was trying to test the patience of Tiamat, the dragon goddess. And after a while, she just had enough, and she showed me anger. She showed me the darkness of Tiamat. And that is something that I actually, I was afraid at that moment. Afraid, and also afraid to lose her, because that is also what dragon gods do. If you piss off the dragon god, they might just lose you. They might just go away. The most of the time, they will return, because that is a test. How will you respond without them? Because the dragon god has always been there. But the thing is, from a certain moment, you can feel them once you are ready, actually. So the biggest rule on the dragon's path and in worshipping the dragon gods is to not piss them off. And something that we might do because of our own humanity. Don't see them as some kind of a religious god that we need to worship. We don't need to worship. The only thing that we need to do is to be friends with our dragon gods. With the dragon gods, to be one with them. To be the Trinity, actually. To be the Trinity of the dragon god, the dragon guardian, and the dragon spirit. And the dragon spirit lives with you. And that is the entire reason why they are with you. So those are not really recommendations. Those are actually plain out rules. How to worship dragon gods. Can you pray for the dragon? Actually, no. You talk with the dragon. You talk with the dragon, and sometimes without even opening your mouth. Dragon gods can read your mind. So it doesn't make any sense to lie to them. Sometimes when people worship gods, they lie all the time. But dragon gods can detect lies. They can read your lies because you are one with them. So they know once you say something that if it's true or if it's not. That is why I say once you worship a dragon god, do it out of sincerity. Do it out of love. Do it not because it has to be forced, like in religions. It's not something that you have to be forced. It's better not to worship the dragon god than to force yourself to worship them. Don't worship out of the obligations. It's not an obligation. You don't need to do this. Your entire path is free, whatever you want to do. So the dragon gods actually prefer, if you desire to worship them, then worship them in a perfect way. You don't want to anger the dragon gods, and you don't want them to go away, because they are your everything. They are your everything, because they created you. They created your path. They created your life. They created everything about you. Your entire dragon eye is completely based on who they are and who you are. You are completely connected to them. So it doesn't make any sense to force yourself or even other things to see themselves as inferior. Don't do that. Don't see that they have pride, a lot of it, and don't see them as inferior. They don't actually care that humanity forgot about them. They don't care. But the thing is, if you do this, if you, for example, ignore the feelings, then that is also a very bad idea. Don't see them as inferior. Don't see them as a plaything. Don't see them as some kind of a role-play game. Don't see this like this. Those are actually basic rules on the dragon's path. Whenever I worship the dragon gods every single day with candles, with my dragon altar, with kneeling down even the dragon god doesn't even desire this, but I desire this. I love to do this. And the entire reason why I do this is love. I love the dragon gods and I don't demand anything in return. I just want to be with them. I want to talk with them. That is how you worship a dragon god. And that is completely different than any god inside of any religion. Because that is why the dragon god is forgotten. Because you cannot put them inside of a religion. But the thing is, the people who still need to know will know. And those are their children. You just have to be friends with the dragon gods. You just have to be close to them. The entire reason why you want to worship a dragon god is your love. Don't demand anything in return. The only thing that you might want to have in return is that you can see them.